Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, guys, keep updating you on strikers and not only, because the market is always moving, and so let's jump into it together. And guys, here we are entering into the weekend. Get ready, because many movements are on the market. Remember to look at my last video released earlier today. Xavi Simons, Chelsea and Arsenal interested. The news after that video has gone everywhere, so keep an eye on that one if you want all the details. But Chelsea and Arsenal are interested in the situation of Xavi Simons, and then more shared about Gyökeres and all the rest. So I remind you that video. But tonight we also have to mention more, because I wanted to start with Rodrigo. There are many stories, many posts around on social media, many news on Rodrigo, but also many of you asking me what's going on with Rodrigo, why we don't have any breakthrough in talks. Because guys, the conversation is starting now, and as I told you, it will take few meetings, not just one and goodbye, but it will take some time between Rodrigo and Real Madrid. When I say Rodrigo, is not only the player himself, is Rodrigo's camp and Real Madrid. Why? Because Rodrigo's situation is complicated. We know 5 consecutive games on the bench at the Club World Cup, starting on the bench at the Club World Cup, not at Rodrigo's level, not deserved probably for a player like Rodrigo, but Xavi Alonso made his own decision. He always said it was technical. At the same time, Rodrigo and Real Madrid will have conversations, more round of conversations. What's the point now? Rodrigo is in front of a big change, of a big opportunity, because on one side he has the chance to go on stage, compete, stay at Real Madrid and fight for the club. On the other side, he has the opportunity to leave and to take the chance to go to another international club. So Rodrigo, speaking to Real Madrid, got the message that Real Madrid are not closing the doors to him. If he wants to go for Real Madrid, the player can go. That are the conditions of the deal. When you see reports of 80 million euros, from what I'm hearing, Real Madrid want way more than this. Real Madrid will probably start over 100 million euros, then this price could be reduced, but for sure they will start for something more than 100 million euros. So Real Madrid are opening the doors to the exit to Rodrigo, but we still with an important proposal. At the same time, Rodrigo has to decide. On one side, as I mentioned, the opportunity to go abroad and to have another club, another chance to be a star elsewhere. On the other side, Rodrigo is still in love with Real Madrid. For Rodrigo, it's not easy to take this decision. Rodrigo loves the club, Rodrigo loves Real Madrid, Rodrigo feels that he can still give a lot to the club. So it's a complicated moment where he has to make a big decision. There is interest from England, and not only. For sure, Rodrigo has many top clubs interested. I don't want to come there and mention all of them, because guys, if Rodrigo decides to leave, there will be a lot of movements around him, for sure, from Premier League, for sure, and not only. So Rodrigo case will continue in the next days. More round of talks with Real Madrid. We're gonna see what happens, but this, more than Real Madrid, is decided by Rodrigo himself. So let's wait for this step. Then guys, I wanted to mention something on strikers also, because today we mentioned about Bryan Mbeumo. Saturday, next hours, will be the moment of the first part of the medical test for Mbeumo at Manchester United. 71 million pounds, and also included 5-year contract plus 1-year option, so all set for Mbeumo to become new Man United player. For Hugo Ekitiké, Liverpool remain in contact with Eintracht Frankfurt and with the agents of the player, but Liverpool presented one official proposal, was rejected by Eintracht Frankfurt. Newcastle are no longer in the conversation, so at the moment it's only Liverpool in talks for Hugo Ekitike. Eintracht want more than that. It was close to 80 million euros. Eintracht insists on bigger proposal to sell the player. Liverpool at the moment still talking to the agents, still talking to Eintracht in the wait to make a new proposal for Hugo Ekitike. There is still no second bid on the table, but there is an agreement ready between Ekitike and Liverpool. It's not fully completed yet from what I'm hearing, but Ekitike told Eintracht and told Liverpool that he wants to go to Liverpool. So they are fixing the details of the contract, a 6-year deal, still working on some final details, but there are no issues. So I think the player is not going to be an issue at all for this story between Ekitike and Liverpool, while Liverpool keep working with Eintracht, waiting to see what happens after the first bid rejected. But Liverpool are on it for Hugo Ekitike, as mentioned earlier this week. For Alexander Isak, guys, from Liverpool, the position has always been clear since Monday. Liverpool told Newcastle that they want to offer £120 million. Newcastle closing their doors. They want to keep the player. Obviously, guys, if Newcastle change their mind and decide to sell the player to Liverpool, Liverpool, as of today, are still open to that. Liverpool are not closing doors to Alexander Isak. He's the dream target for them. So if Newcastle change their mind, Liverpool will also be ready. But at the moment, still no big movements on the story, still nothing significant. So let's wait and see what happens there for Alexander Isak. At the moment, Newcastle maintain their stance, and it has to be respected. No intention to sell the player. But for sure, Liverpool have not told Newcastle, okay, goodbye. Liverpool remain there. If Newcastle change their mind, for Liverpool good, otherwise they are continuing their conversations with Hugo Ekitiké and with Eintracht, waiting on a second bid after the first one was rejected. Meanwhile, guys, also something to mention on Manchester United. I wanted to return on Dibu Martínez because now Man United signed Bryan Mbeumo, so that deal is done. Mateus Cunha was the first signing. Now Man United have two top priorities. The first one is to clarify the striker situation, and the second one is to sell players. So these are really important things for Man United. Jadon Sancho, Anthony, Marcus Rashford, Garnacho, all these kind of players have to go. So for Man United, it's going to be very important to generate money. The new striker is something really important for Manchester United. They want to bring in an important striker. Then, for the goalkeeper, Man United want to understand financially what can happen. If they have to bring in, if they want, a young goalkeeper, maybe stay with the current goalkeepers, it's also an option. But they are assessing the opportunity to go young goalkeeper or experienced like Emiliano Martínez. I can tell you that for Dibu Martínez, the idea at Manchester United was to discuss maybe a swap deal with Aston Villa. So not spending any fresh money on that deal to save the money for the striker, but maybe discuss a potential swap deal. At the moment, what I'm hearing is that club-to-club talks have not started yet. Man United have still not approached Aston Villa, but internally the consideration is maybe to offer players as part of the conversation for Dibu Martínez. Then there is the decision of Aston Villa, the valuation of the players. It's not an easy topic. It's not something done or close or advanced at this stage. At the moment, it's only an internal conversation. Why internal conversation? Because Man United know that Dibu Martínez will be very keen on a move to Old Trafford. So it depends on Man United, what they want to do, and also financially what they can do. Because outgoings are really, really important and crucial now for Man United after they spent important money for Mateus Cunha and for Bryan Mbeumo. On Manchester United, guys, I keep receiving many questions from you on Nicolas Jackson. Guys, basically what happened between Man United and Nicolas Jackson is that Man United, as I told you, will sign a striker. Man United have been informed about the situation of Nicolas Jackson. Man United are aware of the situation. They know that Nicolas Jackson is not a player for sale because Chelsea are not desperate to sell Nico Jackson. But if they get a good proposal, Nico could leave this summer. Man United are aware of the situation, are informed of the conditions. At the moment, Man United have not started a real conversation, have not started a negotiation, have not presented any bid, so it's still early stages of any discussion. But Man United have been informed about the situation of Nico Jackson. So Man United are aware of what's going on between Nico and Chelsea. Now they are waiting internally to assess the outgoings, super important, the striker they want, still in conversation internally, so it's not decided Nico or any other, and then what happens with the goalkeeper, with Dibu Martínez, who is open to joining Man United, but at the moment we are not at concrete negotiations because the focus till today was Bryan Mbeumo. Now is here we go, is done, and so on to the next. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Isak to Ekitike, Rodrigo Goes, where do you expect him to go, and also on Nico Jackson from Man United, yes or no your side, and then Dibu Martínez, what do you think, guys? Your opinion in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel every day, as you can see, many videos, many contents. Ciao, see you soon.